In the previous video, we saw that the mama bear noticed an intruder in her territory, but she was too late in doing that, and a minotaur had already stolen the corn leaves Sejun had spread out on his outdoor field to act as mulch. His rabbit friends were sad, but he was relieved that at least the groundnut seeds were not dug out. Later, Sejun took a break from farming so that he could watch over the cocoon of the queen poison honeybee hatching. As the system told him, the queen bee would acknowledge the first person she saw as her master, and Sejun wanted to be him. However, he feels too relaxed and falls asleep right before the queen bee's cocoon hatches. She flies around and notices Sejun, and immediately registers him as her owner. Then, she noticed the flowers he had brought to greet her and happily drank their nectar. Soon, her mother, the first-generation queen bee, came out and told her the path to being a good bee. Sejun missed all this as he was asleep, and he woke up only after the second-generation queen bee flew away after snuggling with him. He saw the broken cocoon and feared that she had ghosted him. On the other hand, the minotaur who stole corn leaves couldn't take them back to his boss since his hunger compelled him to eat them. The boss minotaur cannot do anything about it, but he is glad that they could verify that a food source was present just outside their territory. He wanted to go to that area and gain control of all the food there, but since he was not able to leave the waypoint unguarded for long, he told Ox number 3 to go back to the location once again to secure food for their species. Also, Theo had finally arrived at the 38th floor, where the humans were waiting for him eagerly, and he sold the new and improved D-grade magical cherry tomatoes for a higher price. Theo was happy to receive money for them and finally hit the 1,000 coin mark, which allowed him to become an intermediate wandering merchant. However, he gets a big shock soon, when he learns that there are no adventurers waiting in line to greet him other than his loyal fan, Suha. He mopes around that people return to outside world because he was late, but then two girls approach him and ask to click pictures with the famous wandering merchant cat. Theo wonders how they knew about him, but then Suha tells him about an app called Hunstagram, where she posts his cute pictures. The cat merchant immediately smells money in this app and thinks that this could be the next turning point of his life. Theo sees the Hunstagram account dedicated to his photos that Suha runs, which has well over 23,000 followers. Theo looks at the various pictures, including the selfies he clicked with Suha and her friends, and asks her if the pictures she uploaded on this app were the reason why humans suddenly approached him for selfies. Suha affirms and apologizes for not telling him about it in advance. Judging by how intently Theo is staring at the screen, she fears that he might be angry and upset since she did not seek his permission before posting the photos. Then Theo screams at her, telling her that she should really be sorry for doing this. He is angry that Suha did not tell him that something like that existed earlier. She is confused about what he means, and Theo gives her the phone, telling her to wake up from her stupor and start clicking pictures of him. He does some very cute and adorable poses, and Suha gives it her all as she clicks his pictures from all angles. She exclaims that Theo is very cute after she is done clicking pictures, and he basks in her praise. Theo stirs another pose as he tells Suha that from now on, anyone who wants to meet the cute wandering merchant cat should come to the 38th floor, and he claims that if someone gives him a lot of rewards, he will even dance for them. Neither Suha nor Theo realize that this is the moment when the greatest cat star in history is about to be born. After that, Theo heads back to the 99th floor, and on the way, he complains that clicking pictures was harder than he thought. He licks his fur to groom it, thinking that this time the photos came out well, and the next time he will come ready to look even cuter. He laughs to himself, thinking that this may surely lead him to getting much more rewards, and soon he will be promoted from the post of sales cat to the post of chairman. As Theo is laughing while imagining his bright future, a strong gust of wind ruffles his hair. He is frustrated that his fur got ruined after he worked so hard to smooth it, but as he turns around, he sees the most terrifying sight. Two huge wolves are standing behind him, staring down at him. Theo immediately crouches from fear upon seeing them, and then he notices another wolf right behind him. This one looks even more menacing and dangerous than the others, and Theo screams out instinctively. The wolf stomps his paw near him, and Theo is terrified. The wolf asks him if he is the wandering merchant who bought the straw hat at the smithy in the merchant district, but Theo is too scared to even utter a word. His voice shakes as he asks what they mean while crouching like a scaredy cat. The wolf gets even more aggressive and shouts at him to clearly tell them what he did with the hat he bought at the smithy. The wolf threatens to tear Theo apart if he does not give him an answer, and Theo can only cry as he meows for mercy. However, just as the wolf is about to grab him, something is tossed near them. The boss wolf looks at the object that looks like a pine cone and wonders what it is. But then the cone starts releasing smoke, and the wolves realize that it was a smoke bomb. Not only that, it was a smell bomb, and the smoke had a terrible stench that hurt the sensitive noses of the wolves. As they hold tight to their noses to prevent the smoke from entering, the shadowy figure of Zerath emerges from the smoke. She grabs Theo's hand, and he immediately recognizes her even though she is wearing a mask to protect her identity and her sensitive nose. Zerath tells her to be quiet, and she runs away with him. The wolf boss notices that their target is running away, and he commands his men to get up and follow them. However, they are on the floor because the terrible smell has greatly weakened them, and they were asking their boss to save them. He realizes that they have failed this mission and gives up on capturing Theo. At some distance, Theo and Zerath stop to catch a breath. They are both panting, and Zerath assures Theo that the wolves will no longer pursue them now. Theo thanks her, claiming that he was in big trouble before she intervened. She cheerfully replies that he also saved her from being scammed by Scarum, so it is only fair for her to return that favor. Theo says that even then, he must feel indebted to her and promises to repay her kindness someday. He pats her shoulders, asking if she likes grilled fish because he plans to treat her. Zerath thinks that this is her chance to get some information out of Theo, and she asks him if he doesn't mind letting her accompany him on his way. She says that she would like to see him in action and learn more things about being a good merchant from him. Theo doesn't see anything wrong with letting her come with him and tells her that she can join him, and Zerath thanks him. She suggests that they should go to the merchant district in that case and offers to take Theo there with the quickest route. He has no objections to that, but before that, he plans to visit the merchant guild to apply for promotion to the rank of a mid-level merchant. As he tells Zerath this, she cannot believe her ears. She asks Theo what he means by getting promoted to a mid-level merchant, as he has not been an active wandering merchant for long. After revealing the fact that she knew Theo's merchant carrier was only a few months old, Zerath realizes that she screwed up. She shuts her mouth, but by then, Theo has already grown suspicious of her. He asks her how she knows that he has been a merchant for only a few months. She has no excuse for this and thinks that her cover is about to be blown. Zerath fears that if she gets caught as an agent of the Wandering Merchant Secret Inspection Bureau, the reputation of her unit will go down. Theo openly voices his suspicions, and as Zerath tries to come up with something, he saves her from the predicament himself. He exclaims that she must have heard it all from Scarum, who was boasting about the people he had tricked before. Zerath is stunned to hear his silly logic, but she immediately chimes in, saying that was indeed the case. She claims that she didn't even ask the goblin merchant anything, and he told her everything by himself. Theo curses Scarum for being a loose-lipped jerk, and Zerath is relieved that she can still pretend to be a merchant around Theo. Then she once again asks Theo how he managed to earn 1,000 tower coins in such a short span of time. She states that it was a huge amount that lowly wandering merchants like her couldn't even imagine earning, and she asks him if he can tell her about the special items he is selling. While Zerath tried to be a little pitiful to get a reply, what she said was not far from the truth. Without special support, it was impossible to earn 1,000 tower coins in such a short period of time. She still suspects that he has some connection with the goblin Scarum and wonders if he has some powerful backer or if he sells some ridiculously dangerous item. She is determined to arrest Theo to save the honor of the Inspection Bureau if there is anything suspicious about his product. But then he tells her that he sells cherry tomatoes. Zerath was not expecting anything like this, and she asks Theo if he means the small, round red fruits. Theo affirms, and Zerath's disbelief is visible on her face. Theo tells her that he has sold out everything right now, so he can't show what he is talking about, but he promises to keep some to show her next time. Then he tells Zerath that they should hurry to the Merchant Guild because he is a busy man. However, she is still processing the shocking news and can barely move. Zerath is not ready to believe that Theo earned 1,000 tower coins by selling cherry tomatoes, and her suspicions grow once more. She follows Theo, pledging to uncover whatever dark secret he is hiding. Meanwhile, in the outside world, someone in the USA is testing out the new D-grade magic cherry tomatoes. It is Michael, the chairman of Gagel, the largest food company in the world, and also an awakened hunter. He reads the information window and finds that the D-grade tomato can break down 20 grams of fat, which is double the effect of the E-grade cherry tomato. He pops one in his mouth and finds that even the taste is much stronger than the E-grade tomatoes. Michael then calls out to his business partner, Jenny, the CEO of one of the world's major pharma companies. He asks her if there are any results from planting the magic cherry tomatoes on Earth, and she places a pot with the tomato plant on his desk. Jenny explains that, as they had both expected, the magical cherry tomato seeds only grew to be a normal cherry tomato in the outside world. Michael wonders if it is because the cherry tomato is a tower item that cannot be replicated outside. After that, he asks Jenny what became of their plan to plant the magical cherry tomatoes in the tower. She replies that, with her skills, she has already completed most of her plan. Jenny claims that they sowed 100 seeds of the E-grade cherry tomatoes on the first floor of the tower. 10 of those seeds have successfully germinated, and the fruits will be ready to be harvested soon. Michael is really happy to hear that, and he praises Jenny for her hard work. She thanks him for his continued support of this product and claims that this success was the result of their companies coming together and combining their technological knowledge. Jenny believes that they will be able to raise the germination percentage up to 50% soon, and Michael says that it means things are going great. Jenny reminds him about the budget for the Tower Farm project, and he replies that it has already been passed to the board. Jenny also tells him that she is hiring the Awakened to create a farm and push out the monsters from the area. He laughs, thinking that the Tower Farm project has been his dream for a long time. It was halted for a long time, but now it is back in operation. Michael thanks the magic cherry tomatoes for this, but he has no idea where the tomatoes actually come from. With this, the chapter ends. The chapter came out late, but it had some great developments in Theo's story, with Zareth helping him get rid of the wolves on his tail. He somehow survived, but now he is letting the undercover agent accompany him everywhere. Will he even let her come with him to Sejun or reveal his secret somehow? If that happens, how will Zareth react? Aside from that, another question is about the Americans and their Tower Farm project. Will they succeed in cultivating magical cherry tomatoes and pose a competition to Sejun, or will something else happen? Stay tuned to find the answers to these questions and more. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment, and also subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on the next part.